Quick enlightenment tip for today. When there's enlightenment, you're undisturbable. Now, the reason why is because our consciousness is contentless. It's like the computer before it's had any software uploaded to it. And the software is content, and it's never-ending content. It can be upgraded and deleted, never-ending. The content is a thing, and all things are subject to disturbance because the thing can be taken away from. Things can be added and removed, and it's ultimately subject to be deleted. So therefore it is the nature of all things, which is the software, to be the representation of disturbance. That's the symbol of it. And it's also the representation of our contentless awareness state, that it's incapable of disturbance. This is because it has no content. Nothing can be damaged or removed or impaired or devastated upon, because it doesn't have any content to it. It is that allows content to come into perspective and out of perspective. This is why our awareness is untouchable. It is incapable of disturbance. And this is important to note, because then our whole life we're trapped in this spell of zzz. We're identifying with the software program every day, which is this pseudo identity. It's a fake identity. It speaks like us, it talks like us, and the most important thing, it is reacting to its own comments, and it's becoming disturbed of its own comments. And when we identify with it, we assume that we are the disturbed character. So the end of all disturbances is when you no longer identify anymore with this software program. And this is the definition of enlightenment. And also the definition of enlightenment is you don't have this pseudo identity, this personalized individual identity, which is just a software program. It was never there when we were born. It was uploaded to us. We needed language first to composite these ideas in order to make the software. We get told by our people and our surroundings that we're a good person, bad person, and we're this person and that person, and we've failed and succeeded, and our own software program makes its own judgments of itself. So all that software is illusion, because it wasn't there when we were born. This software program comes online, offline. When we were 2 years old, the software program was a totally different software program to when we were 10 years old, 20 years old, and 40 years old. But all the software program is an illusion because it's subject to change. It's non-constant. It doesn't come, it's not always there. The only thing that is real and that is constant is us, the computer, the awareness that allows that software to take place. It is the background. It is the sky in which the clouds can appear and disappear. We are not the clouds, we are the sky. It is the computer in which allows the software, any software, to be uploaded and deleted. And the purpose of enlightenment is just don't identify with the software anymore. See, it's just software, it's not personal. See how the software is subject to disturbances every day, and when you identify with this software, you assume and believe that you are the disturbed one. In our world today, no one tells you this. It's a very, you hear it in mindfulness talks, but it's seldomly spoken about. Everything in this world encourages the opposite, that you are this software. The software program is destined to never-ending disturbance. And it's like a sinking ship, as Eckhart Tolle says. You've got to get off this software program eventually, because it's got no purpose ultimately in life. Some people say, this software program, at least it creates drive to, maybe become a billionaire, but this drive is based on a disturbance-based flavor. You can actually become a billionaire without that. You can just do things effortlessly. There's no need for having disturbance as motivation. You can have many things we do throughout the day aren't done with this disturbance motivation type drive. And so that's what the purpose is of life, is ultimately not identifying with the software anymore till it lessens and weakens, and it's through our cognition and recognizing that it's just software, it's not personal, it's not really my identity, it looks like my identity, and ultimately seeing that all disturbance is only of the software, not us. And then eventually you lessen that disturbance every day. And then eventually, maybe it could happen, it only happens by grace, by accident sort of, that the software completely disappears. And that's called enlightenment, where you return back to normal. And yeah, when you identify the software, it's like you're creating 1,000,000 kilograms of electricity zapping. Zzz. And then when you stop identifying, all that zapping stops. So when I had this enlightenment experience 7 years ago, which only lasted for 1.5 days, it was like 1,000,000 times an orgasm constant. And it was normal. It was the normal that I had forgotten about, what we've all forgotten about, because we've become so accustomed to this electrification of zapping being identified with this software program. It's gradually increases each year, and the zapping becomes more and more, and life becomes more and more heavier, and we just assume that this is just life, and it's so gradual and increments slowly, and each year we zap out, we're getting more and more zap, because we're identifying more and more as this personal identity. And then eventually, yeah, it does get to the point where we do realize, shit, this is just a software program. And I've been under its spell for a long time, and I can start to see the correlation between when I identify, when I don't identify, there's the contrast. And that's the beginning to the end of this software program, when you have this distinction and discernment between you, the computer, and the software program. And then through your awareness as the computer, you grow in that awareness that you are the computer, not the software program. And then enlightenment happens naturally and more each day, the less you identify with this software program. Pay attention to its disturbances. Notice that every single time there's a disturbance, there's identification with the software program only, but always. And never mind that 99.99% of the world tells you that you are this software program. This is a lie. It's a fiction. It's an illusion. It's only condemning the illusion further. Thank you.